Why do NFL coaches make unexpected fantasy football matchup decisions? Imagine watching a game and seeing a star player sit out or a backup suddenly get all the touches. It might seem strange from a fantasy football point of view, but there's a lot more behind these choices. Coaches focus on winning the game first, not on how many points a player might score in your fantasy league. Their decisions are shaped by many factors that often don't match up with what fantasy managers expect. First, coaches think about the overall game plan. They decide how to balance running and passing plays, control the clock, and attack the defense's weaknesses. For example, if a team wants to keep possession and run the ball to burn time, they might limit their star quarterback's throws, even if he's great against that defense. This means a quarterback who looks like a good fantasy pick might get fewer passes thrown his way that week. Second, player health is a big factor. If a key player is coming back from injury, coaches might keep him on a limited snap count to avoid risking further injury. They might also rotate players to keep everyone fresh for the next game. So, a player who seems like a sure starter could see fewer touches if the coach is trying to protect him. Third, coaching style and tendencies influence decisions. Some coaches prefer certain formations or personnel groupings that change how often specific players are involved. For example, a coach who favors to tight ends might give more targets to tight ends, boosting their fantasy value. Others might prefer spread formations that focus on wide receivers, which can make certain players more appealing in fantasy lineups. Fourth, game situations can change everything. If a team falls behind early, the coach might abandon the run and go for a pass-heavy attack to catch up. That boosts the fantasy potential of quarterbacks and wide receivers. On the other hand, if a team is ahead comfortably, they might run the ball more to run out the clock, which limits passing opportunities. All these factors make matchup analysis tricky for fantasy managers. You need to think beyond just the opponent's defense and consider how the coach might approach the game. Watching recent game trends, understanding a coach's style, and paying attention to injury reports can help you guess how a player might be used. Tools like real-time rankings and lineup assistance can help you adjust your lineup based on these unpredictable decisions. In the end, coaches make unexpected matchup choices because their main goal is to win the game, not maximize fantasy points. They weigh many situational and strategic factors that don't always line up with what fantasy managers hope for. Knowing this helps you better anticipate when a player might be less involved than expected and make smarter lineup decisions each week.